Hey, good morning, my friends, and welcome to Surfside, California. Here in the beautiful city of, well, right next to Seal Beach is what I should say. We're sandwiched between Seal Beach and Huntington Beach, and it is an absolutely gorgeous morning. The surf is very active behind me. There's pelicans hitting the water, all kinds of bird life. It's really been a lot of fun for the surfers so far here this morning, as you can see behind me. And man, I'll tell you, there was some good signal last night as the Polaris Supreme had probably the best catch of bluefin tuna in the last week or so last night. So that is a good sign of life. And once again, we'll get into the weather and what we think this weekend will bring, because it's looking very good to me, at least, if you have a weekend trip out of San Diego. Also, a couple of rare fish came into island fishing tackle in Carson, California, caught in 1,800 feet of water. We'll show those to you in just a moment. Juan Cook is catching some big yellowtail using knife jigs in San Quintin. I mean, actual butter knife jigs that this innovative angler has tried out, and it worked over and over and over again. We'll show you some of that, and also we've got the weather. We've got the Endeavor out with Joe Martinez and Captain Tucker McCombs. We've got a great time that I had yesterday at Island Fishing Tackle, meeting some anglers, and also a great time with the South Bay Anglers Club. That was so much fun last night. Got to see so many old friends. You know what time it is, everybody. It is time for the morning briefing, as my voice cracks early this morning. Maybe that'll cure that. Man, it's great to be with you all. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. We've got a lot to go over with you. Let's get into it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share these videos if you get a chance. We deeply appreciate your great support as we've soared over 2 million views, over 250,000 hours of content consumed by you. All right, time to get down to the Ensenada area. I'll do this a little bit more geographically, just to say that we still have weather problems. Here on the beach this morning, it's not as windy, and the winds are subsiding, but it's going to take them a little bit longer. It's not that guys can't fish. The Stardust even got out of Santa Barbara Island, but it is difficult conditions right now. And in some cases, it's very tough to go out to the west where some of that bluefin tuna has been hanging out. There's a couple of different areas of bluefin. You can hang closer to the coast and catch them, stay out of some of that wind, or you can go out to the west where it's more bountiful, I think, right now. And, to do that, you got to have a little bit bigger rig and be willing to get your, butt kicked a little bit, because that's been the thing. Down in Ensenada, Pongueros have it a little tougher, smaller rigs like that. There's bluefin down there. They'll get back on it this weekend. Rockfish, in the meantime, continue to fill the Pongueros pongas down there, and hopefully that's going to continue. Now, we take a look in the San Diego area, and last night on the Polaris Supreme, 37 bluefin tuna. That is the best signal we've had in a long time, and we are fully convinced here at Friedman Adventures that the reason this fish was not biting about 5-6 days ago is moon phase. Get into that full moon, and man, those things get lockjaw. You come off of that, however, like about 3 days after the full, and it's ready to bite. However, then we had something else thrown into the mix, and of course that was windy, rough weather, which kept some guys from even venturing out there. Now the weather is starting to come down. Out to the west, it's still breezy. It's going to remain that way until the weekend, pretty much. It's going to come down considerably on Friday, but we're going to still have some blow-ups on Friday, and then even Saturday afternoon in some areas. It's going to get a little bit windy, so we'll have to watch that. But the Supreme shows us that here we go, we've got a chance at it. Now with this weather being the way it is, windy, nasty kind of weather, you definitely need to fish a heavier jig, and we are talking about a 400 to 500 rip roller. That has been the best way to get it done. Something 400 to 500 grams, I should say, something equivalent to that. And man, that has been a lifesaver in this nasty weather that we are having. And by nasty, I just mean it's very uncomfortable and difficult to work in. But the Supreme showing us the way, and hopefully we'll get even more information in from other boys and be updating you throughout the day as to how this is going. The other day on the San Diego, the boat that leaves in the morning comes back in the evening. There's several of those guys, Mission Bell, Liberty, Grande. Those guys got some good signal on that bluefin also, but it was just too nasty yesterday. Hopefully today they'll be able to accomplish something. Remember, 3 rods, you want something with 25, 30 pound to fly line with. Number 2, circle hook works good. Fluorocarbon, www.optionusa.com. Put in FA at checkout. Then something in the 50 to 60 range, throwing Daiwa's Akanas, like 100 to 150 grams, and sinker fishing. And then you want a 2-speed for sure. There are a lot of big fish running around. You know, a lot of this fish is 80 to 180 pounds. Supreme had quite a few 50s last night, but you just never know what you're going to hang. So it's really a great idea to make sure that you have a 2-speed with 80 to 130 pound. All right, let's get into the kelp patty yellowtail situation. It has been more sparse, but man, finding patties when you are dealing with all this wind, it's hard to glass them up. It's hard to find them, and it's a numbers game on these kelps because you'll hit 10 and then find one that wants to bite. So you've got to find a lot of patties to find the one with the horseshoe with these 5 to 10 pound, sometimes bigger than that, forkies that want to bite. Those fish are on that fly line rig I just talked to you about. That works really well. Take your time, choose a good hot bait, unless they're biting nails. Then you can kind of grab a bait in the well and toss it out there. But in most cases, you're going to want to choose that hot bait, in fact, in all cases, and that will make a big difference to your success. So that kind of lays out what's going on in the offshore scene down there in San Diego. It's trying to come together. The weather's holding it back. Gorgeous weather Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then into Tuesday, Wednesday also. So that to me looks like it could be the time when this thing turns on. I believe we're in bite time right now, but we're dealing with weather, and the wind is making it more difficult, especially as you go out to the west. That's where it has been really tough. I mentioned just a moment ago, Juan Cook, down in San Quintin. Check this out. He's taking butter knives, rigging them up with assist hooks, and catching these big yellows. And as Juan said, you know, one time, okay, it got lucky. 2 times, there might be something to this. 3, 4 times, they're biting the damn butter knives in San Quintin. So pretty incredible stuff. Hey, why don't you put a comment on our YouTube channel? Do you think it makes a difference what kind of jig you use? In other words, Juan Cook is doing this with butter knives. It's just something that flashes, gets in front of the fish, maybe a reaction bite. What do you think? Does it pay to buy these really, really fancy jigs? Or is it all about just getting something in front of the fish with the proper hooks? I'd love to hear your comment on that. So if you could leave a comment regarding that. All right, as we take a look up here, up and down the coast, we continue to see really good rock fishing. We're in this cold water year. The San Clemente Island buoy the other day was below 60 degrees again. And we're starting to buck up here against June. Not quite, but I mean, it's pretty cold water. A lot colder than it's been in previous years. So you're going to have an abundance of great rockfish. Kelp grows really well in this kind of weather. So rock fishing up and down the coast has been absolutely outstanding, and it continues that way in San Diego, in Baja California, Long Beach, Marina del Rey, all these zones. Up in the Channel Islands dealing with weather a lot more than elsewhere. But if you get good weather, you're going to catch lots of rockfish. Victory limits of rockfish scoping out of Long Beach, city of Long Beach limits of scoping. Out of Marina del Rey, lots of rockfish and 3 halibut. And the Endeavor is out right now trying to tough it out in some weather. We'll see what is going to happen with him. And my friend Joe Martinez is on that trip. Joe is such an exceptional angler, such a great guy, and his wife Grace is watching right now. Grace, good morning. Hopefully Joe has a really great trip on board the Endeavor. How could you not? What a rig, what a great boat. And this weekend is going to be a perfect weekend to go to Ventura Harbor sport fishing, because you've got that half day Matt Walsh. Sundays, kids fish free. Kids under 12 with a paid adult go free on the half day Matt Walsh. This weekend you're going to have gorgeous weather, probably copious amounts of rockfish. Should be good. And the Island Spirit has been catching all kinds of stuff, including that 25-pound yellowtail by that young man just the other day. What an impressive catch for this 8-year-old kid on board the Island Spirit out of Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing, a 36-pound yellowtail. And there's more being caught, lings, halibut, and plenty of rockfish. Get to Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing and jump on board the Island Spirit. Really an exceptional catch. It was good to see that. Hopefully, we're going to see more of that. 805-676-3675 3474 if you'd like to join them up there at Ventura Harbor Sportfishing. I was at Island Fishing Tackle, saw some great guys yesterday. So nice to have met you all, to renewed friendships, and to have spent some time with you. Commercial fishermen brought in a couple of fish, and man, they're crazy looking. In fact, why don't I let Andrew from Island Fishing Tackle introduce you.
So a commercial fishing gentleman brought him in. This is an arrowtooth flounder. This is a black-gill rockfish. Looks like a red, but as you can see, mouth and the gills are black on it. He was catching them in 1,800 feet.
Whoa, that is deep. Man,
Yeah.
Those things are really cool.
Yeah, look at the mouth on that thing.
Yes.
Crazy.
And you mentioned they catch a lot of those in Alaska?
Yeah, they catch these up north a lot, but you have to fish really, really deep around here to catch them.
All right, Andrew, thanks for sharing. Never know what you're going to see at Island Fishing Tackle. That was some really cool stuff. A black-gill rockfish and an arrow-tooth flounder taken in 1,800 feet of water. Pretty deep. That'll take you a while to crank up from that depth. You're definitely going to want to have a Daiwa electric reel when you're fishing that. Weather is coming down, but there's going to be still some zones that are tough. Out to the west, Channel Islands. By the weekend, things really start to straighten up. Some areas are going to have some breeze in Saturday afternoon. So I do need you to keep your eyes on that. We'll continue to monitor that for you very, very closely. Surf, this is fishable if you're throwing, a Lucky Craft or you're throwing a chrome crocodile. You throw some wind on this, though, and it's going to be not good. So by the afternoon, we'll see how this looks here in Surfside. Normally, our afternoons are pretty breezy, and it turns into kind of a real challenging kind of environment for surf fishermen. Don't forget, on May 20th and 21st, that great surf fishing tournament. And it's very casual. It costs you only $20. You have to register the day of the event, or you can even do it on Sunday. It's open all day long at a couple of locations, in fact, 4 locations. May the 20th, you walk into Big Fish Bait and Tackle starting at 5 a.m. throughout the entire day. Throw them $20. They give you a ruler and some other things as well as rules, and then you can fish anywhere you want. You can drive to Mexico if you want. If you can do it and be back to the banquet on Sunday at 3 o'clock, you're in. And you're just going to photograph your catch and then send that in to the guys. It's a great tournament with a lot of great prizes and, of course, bragging rights. That's the best thing about it. Who's the best surf fisherman out there? Who's going to win it all this year? Fish from Worm King, he's quite a surf fisherman. I'm going to get into it, I think. I usually don't have enough time, and I'll be doing some videotaping. I might even, I don't know if this is worth fishing here today or not. There goes Lupe walking by. Good morning, Lupe. So we'll see. But that surf fishing tournament, you can go to Big Fish Bait and Tackle on May 20th or 21st. You can go to 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. You can go to Island Fishing Tackle in Carson, California, and you can also go by the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club. That's another place you can go. Went to the South Bay Anglers Club last night. Always a lot of fun. Saw so many great people. Howard Hada and the Iserline Knot Time Machine. It was good to see Ben also last night, as well as meet all of you great anglers. If you're listening this morning, it was really great to see you. Ray Millman, I don't even want to start mentioning names because I'll leave somebody out. Thank you for being so nice. It was great spending time with you all. All right, signal on the Bluefin Tuna, 37 BFT down there on the Polaris Supreme. Juan Cook using butter knives to catch yellowtail. Put a comment up. Does it matter what you're dropping down in front of these fish? Does it truly matter? I'm not saying one way or another. I'm asking you what you think. And weather's coming down for the weekend, a perfect opportunity for you to get out and enjoy. Don't forget, kids, fish free. Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing Sunday on the Matt Walsh. You're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, great weather, and the kids will catch rockfish. You'll get them off their phones and out into the great outdoors, and there is nothing better for a child's soul than that. All right, my friends, have a great one. I hope to see you really, really soon, and enjoy, because the weather's coming down, and I think you're going to see some fish bite. Hey, I need to talk to you about sea bass and halibut. It's been tough here recently because of this weather, but Sean over there on the Pride, he's had limits of white sea bass on his last trip. when he fished with the guys from Blacktail Hooks. Izzy June is involved in a furious battle with a white sea bass on board the Pride on a Blacktail Hooks charter. She gets dragged around the stern, and with the help of the crew of the Pride, she gets the upper hand on a beautiful white sea bass that comes to gaff. Izzy does a fabulous job after battling for quite some time. Great job, Izzy. And congratulations to Sky and all the guys from Blacktail Hooks. Limits a white sea bass on the Pride. Blacktail fishing. There's a lot of sea bass and halibut everywhere. And I suspect that's going to get on the bite this weekend, if not sooner. Also, on Saturday night, Chef Jason and the Apollo are leaving. Chef Jason on the Amigo is leaving from 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro. You're going to want to make that trip. That should be a lot of fun. I'm looking for some really good fishing this weekend, and as we move into next week, when the weather even gets better, get away from Saturday afternoon. We're going to get a blow up in some areas, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's going to be beautiful, and the little fishies are going to bite. All right, have a great day, everybody. Good to be with you, and I hope to see you really, really soon.